going on out there, YouTube fam? I wanted to just drop a video and just basically introduce myself because I'm about to, develop my niche, but at the same time, I wanted to introduce myself for my channel because I'll do a lot of vlogging here, and this is basically the start of my YouTube channel. I know I've been working on it for a little bit, but I wanted to just introduce myself today. My name Detroit Willie. A lot of people know me as Big Willie. Detroit. I know Big Willie only because I got a son that's named Lil Willie, not because I'm a big or anything. But I grew up in Detroit, so I call hence the Detroit Willie name. And I grew up in Detroit, and as a youth, I grew up and I was pretty poor, so like our family didn't have money. I actually grew up in foster care for the beginning of my life when I was like 3 till I was 10. So for 7 years I spent in Michigan foster system, which, you know, I'll touch on that in another video. But I grew up a pretty fast life in Detroit, and I was always a money-getting type of guy. My first jobs, I worked for myself. I shoveled snow and cut lawns, and I did odd jobs around the neighborhood as a kid. I always had a little hustle to me. I was active in the streets as a youth because, you know, that's just the way you survive in Detroit. You know, we get down or lay down, you know, and, you know, in the neighborhood, you know, we met a lot of people that related to us that was in our neighborhood, and we just did the same things that each other did a lot of times, you know. So I'm familiar with the streets. However, you know, I also, when I was 17, my mother moved me upstate Michigan to suburbs, and I wouldn't say forced me, but, you know, she put me in that area, and I went to school there, and I learned a lot. Hence why I speak so clearly, you know what I'm saying, like as far as my English and my grammar and stuff like that. But if you really listen to me, you can hear who I am and stuff. But I love Detroit City, man. It always was something I could be happy to tell people about. I was from there, and I was really excited to be from there. Even though there was a lot of struggles growing up, you know, I still had that pride about being from Detroit, you know, because it takes a certain type of people to survive in that place, you know. And, you know, everybody don't make it up out of there. But anyway, back to the story. You know, I grew up in the foster system. At 10, I was released back to my mother, and I started living with her and grew up a pretty quick life at that point. You know, I started to learn things that I hadn't learned in foster care, you know, because they shelter you from a lot of things, and they want it to be all perfect and everything the right way. Sorry, y'all, trying to fix this dang on my eye. But they let me out the foster system at 10, which I think was a mistake for them, because I was at an age where the most important things were going to start happening. So, you know, maybe it was just them being cheap and using, you know, a little, you know, my mother's kids to how do you say, keep